welcome to another weekly balance. I'm Coach Lindsay, and I'm super excited to have you all here with me again for the 11th week of this series. It's crazy, but hopefully you guys are all enjoying it and also seeing some improvement in your balance, or at least being a little bit more conscious of it. So today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different, and we're going to be doing what's called dynamic balance. So all you need for this is just a chair or a counter or a wall, something to hang on to, no weights or anything else needed for today. But I'll explain a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So dynamic balance really just means being able to maintain your balance through movement. So typically you have two types of movement. You have static and then dynamic. So static is when you're holding something in place, similar to what we've done so far. And so now we're going to be adding a little bit of movement in our body to kind of mimic activities of daily living, mimic some real world situations where you might be walking or moving and lose your balance. So that's going to be what we're going to be doing today. We have 5 exercises total that we'll be doing for about a minute or so. So let's go ahead and get started. Everybody join me in a march here, nice and easy. Same thing we always do. Awesome. Go ahead and bring those knees up a little bit higher here. Nice and slow, big march here, just getting that stretch in the glutes and the hamstrings. All right, bring it down to those slow steps again. And here in a little bit, we're gonna add in some arm circles just to get that upper body moved in. So you can keep marching for these arm circles, or you can stay feet shoulder width apart, totally up to you. But let's start with some forward movement, really big arm circles here. Getting the shoulders, upper back stretched out a little bit. Like I said, you can kind of keep that march going. It's like a pat your head and rub your belly type of situation here. So if you can do that, great. Let's bring those arm circles down to a little bit quicker and smaller ones. And then go ahead and switch directions with the big arm circles backwards. Awesome job. And bring it back down to those little ones here as we finish off these arm circles. Great job. All right, next we're gonna bring in some abdominal twist here. So feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and we're just gonna be twisting here at the core. Nice and tall posture. Just getting that core moved, warmed up a little bit. We're not gonna be using it very much today, but always good to get that stretch in. You can bring that back leg up kind of a little bit off the floor as you twist, just to keep that nice posture. Awesome job. Couple more seconds here, and then we'll move into our last piece of our warm-up, which is some toe taps. So when you're ready, you can join me here, opposite leg, opposite arm. Just nice and easy toe taps, just to, again, get those glutes kind of stretched out. Get our body used to some movement here. This is kind of a good preface to what dynamic balance looks like. Awesome job. And we're here for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, now that we're all warmed up, let's get into some dynamic balance exercises. So the first thing we're going to be doing is some front toe taps. So I'll show you what that looks like, but have your chair, counter, whatever, kind of close by. And we're going to start by standing on our left leg, hands at the hips, hands outside or out to your side, hovering over your chair, whatever. And we're going to take that right foot and just kind of rock forward, tapping that toe on the ground, and then kind of coming back up on that supporting leg. So what this movement kind of mimics is taking a step, like up or down, or just taking a long stride when you're walking. So kind of rocking on the ball of your foot with that back leg, and then just barely touching your toe with your right leg. Great job. Legs nice and strong, nice and controlled. This is not a fast movement. Awesome job. Here for about 10 more seconds. Oh, no matter how good you are at balance, you always lose your balance at one point or another. That's why these are good to do. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So if you need to bring that chair over to the other side, standing on that right leg now, same thing. So hands by your hips or out to the side. Left leg goes forward to tap that toe and then back. Like I said, you're kind of making sure that you're rocking on that ball of your foot with that back supporting leg and then coming back down to a flat foot. Really using those toes, those little muscles in your toes. Awesome job. Great job, everybody. Hold this for about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be walking heel to toe in a circle. And so kind of pretending like you have a line around your chair, like a tightrope essentially, walking heel to toe. So we're taking that space that we generally take up when we're just, normal stance, shoulder width apart. We're taking that away to a straight line, walking heel to toe. So put your chair, or if you don't have a chair, you just make sure that you're kind of walking in an even circle here. And then go ahead and begin with me. Again, hands on your hips or out to the side, and we're just heel to toe here. So think of like when you're a kid and you're walking on like a balance beam or something. That's kind of what you want to picture this as. Real nice and slow, straight line. I didn't give myself very much room here next to my plant. Now, if you find this super easy, go up on your tippy toes. That is gonna make it 10 times harder. I can barely maintain that as I'm going around here, but tippy toes or flat foot, whatever you feel will challenge you the most. If you need more of a challenge, speed it up too, just don't make yourself dizzy. We're gonna do one more rotation around our chair, so wherever you're at, do one more rotation and then we'll move on. Great job, everybody. All right. That one isn't a good one to do also front and back, or around a square, whatever. I just had to maximize the space that I had, but that's always a good one to do to kind of practice that straight line walking. So next thing we're gonna be doing is called a grapevine, okay? So I don't know if there's any past ballet or gymnasts out there, but this is something that as a gymnast we used to do as a warm-up. It's crazy to think that, but this is kind of gonna take some brain power a little bit with this movement, but I'll show you what it looks like. You can join me when you're ready. So we're gonna start with our feet together, and what we're gonna be doing is taking our right leg and we're gonna step over our left. We're gonna come together, and then we're gonna step behind our left and come together. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the left leg. So left leg comes over the right, we come together, and then it comes behind the right. So do this back and forth a few times here. Again, if this is super easy, go up on your tippy toes. That is gonna make it so much harder. I can barely hold it myself. But this again is just kind of taking your balance, your equilibrium off a little bit. So if you mess up, that's okay. This cadence is a little bit hard to remember. So we're over, normal stance, behind, normal stance, and back the other direction. Great job. Think of like threading the needle or a grapevine, literally. And we're here for a couple more seconds. 3, 2, and last one. Awesome job. All right, moving right along. We have a few more here. That last one, I will warn you, is quite the challenge. So we have one more before we hit that. So next thing we're gonna do is dynamic high knees. So we've all done high knees before in these classes where we've just held a high knee in place. Now we're gonna add that movement in with that leg. So we're gonna start by standing on our left leg here, raising your right leg just up and down. So really no different than when we're holding this high knee position, but we're getting that leg movement in. So join me when you're ready. That right toe or that right leg should just tap the ground very slightly, or you can practice kind of just hovering over the ground and not touching it all, kind of depending on your level of where you're at with your balance. This is gonna start to burn in your glutes and your quads a little bit. That's normal, that's good. Awesome job. We're here for 10 more seconds. Hold it. Get a few more reps in there. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Shake those legs out. Same thing on the other side. So standing on your right leg this time. Left leg goes up. Join me when you're ready. We're just up, and then we're tapping down. Awesome job. Still maintaining that balance. Remember that you have your wall, your counter, your chair next to you if you need it. I just find having my hands on my hips kind of helps center. You can do this. This helps a little bit more too. Awesome job. Remember, nice and slow, squeezing those muscles, squeezing your core as well. Your core is essential for this kind of movement. Great job. We're here for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Shake those legs out. That's quite the burner. Okay, moving on. Last exercise. Like I said, a little bit of a challenge. So here is where I invite you to challenge yourself. So I always kind of throw in a little bit of a harder exercise, and it may seem intimidating. Try it once. If you can't do it or you're not there yet, then do the modifications. But I definitely encourage you to try this at least once. So have a chair or your supporting object close to you. And what we're gonna be doing is alternating basically high knee jumps. So I'll show you what that looks like first. But we're gonna be standing, starting with our left leg, right leg goes up, and then we're switching, okay? So like I said, that hop may look intimidating. Try it once. If you don't like it, just switch. You can kind of grab your balance in the middle here, and you can take out that jump. But I definitely invite you to try to hold it and jump. Hold it and jump. Great job. You can use your chair here if you need it to hold on to. If you do a few jumps and you need to kind of grab that balance again, that's perfectly fine. Awesome job. Catching yourself. I like this one because this kind of mimics if you were to jump, in real life and trying to catch your balance doing that. Great job. 10 more seconds here. Try to sneak in a few more jumps. Awesome job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, great job. I love seeing you guys do that with me. That's fun. All right, you can get rid of the chair. We're gonna cool it down now. Whew. All right, let's start with some side reaches here. So feet shoulder width apart, either side, doesn't matter. Reach over, nice and tall stretch. Really getting that stretch here in your side. Hold, hold, hold. Let's switch over to the other side now. Real nice and long. Let's do one more on each side here. And switch. Awesome job. Okay, next thing we're gonna be doing is just some neck stretches. I think we didn't really use our neck muscles very much, but it's always kind of a good thing to do to just stretch out. So bring those shoulders nice and back and away from your ears, arms out to your side, and we're just reaching that neck over to one side, rolling down in front, and then over to the other side. So we'll repeat that here a couple times. This always feels so nice. Gets all that tension out of your neck and your shoulders. Awesome job. A few more here. And then we're gonna end with my favorite thing, sun salutation. So let's take a big, deep breath in, stretch all the way up, high, 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 inhale, and then exhale. Do 2 more here. In, all the way up, reach as high as you can, and exhale. And then last one, all the way in, up, 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 and then exhale. Awesome. Awesome job, you guys. Thanks for joining me for this dynamic balance. Next week, we're gonna be doing similar dynamic balance, but we're gonna add in some weights. So be ready for the challenge, and I'll see you guys next week.